Welcome, this is Racer KK 10R, and I'm back with the series I'm doing on turning in Real Racing 3. We just had a video explaining the elements of turn, and this one is about a modified apex turn, which in this case will mean we're going to take the car's apex early. Now, what do we mean by apexes? Let me show you that. In this drawing we have a standard turn, and the turn's apex is right at this point where it's done becoming well, it's just basically split in half, the halfway point between where the turn begins and ends. The car's apex, in the last video, the car's apex matched the turn's apex. In this video, we're going to talk about having a modified apex where the turn will come earlier. The apex of the car's turn will come earlier. Now, why do we want to do this? Well, let's imagine a car is at a specified distance from another point. Let's say we're between these 2 points. If the car is facing away from the point that it's going to go to, it takes longer than a car that is facing toward the point. That makes sense. So let's consider a car that is faced 90 degrees away from the point. That would be faster than the one that's faced away. And the same thing is true if the car is 45 degrees, and so on. So what's happening is, as the car turns closer and closer to facing the point at which it's going to end up, it's faster and faster. So with that in mind, what we want to do in this turn is, instead of having the car at this angle when it gets to the apex, we want to put that car more facing towards the end of the turn. So to do that, you'll change the braking point. Depending on the car, you may move the braking point closer to the apex, you may move the braking point further away from the apex, but the point is to get the car so that you can, first of all, your car will travel longer in a straight line. Let me draw just the standard apex just to give a comparison. The modified apex will come in on the same 4 wheels on the track here, but it will stay longer straight, and then it will turn later. This makes these cars at different angles. On the standard line it would be like this, and on the modified line it would be more like this. It's a little exaggerated, but it gives the point across. Now, I've made some videos in Real Racing 3 that illustrate this point, and we can measure and see which method actually produces a better results. And the actual best result we want from this is we want to have a high speed when we get to the end of the turn and we're in our straight. I'll be showing 2 turns and 2 different cars, and we'll show each of those cars, one with the same apex and one with the modified apex. This first example is the same apex. The car has the same apex as the track. This video starts at 1 minute, or this run starts at 1 minute. Car moves over to, you can see on the map over on this side that what did I just do? I don't know how I did that, but I changed the brightness right in the middle of that run there. So we're starting this again. The run starts at 1 minute. And you can see we're heading over toward the left side of the track. Set up the a symmetric turn. We brake, we turn in, we're at a right angle with the apex, and we're headed to the opposite side of the track. Now let me find the point we want to compare here. It's kind of tricky getting this video to place the car exactly where I want it on the track, but we'll compare this point where it's 23.23 seconds past the time we started, and we're at 93 miles per hour. So let's remember those points: 23.2 seconds, 93 miles per hour, and we'll compare the same point on the next video. This video is starting at, this run is starting at 30 seconds, so it'll be around 53 if it's the same time as the one we just looked at. Now I've placed the car at the same point where the taillight is even with the end of the ripple strip, and you can see we're at 53.2 seconds and we're at 94 miles per hour. So if you want to be 1 mile an hour faster on this, then you'll do the turn the way the second time is done. Now I'll rewind this video and we can see the run. Run starts the same. We're on the right side of the track. We're moving to the left side. In this case, I think I was braking a little bit earlier. Now you can see I've stayed a little to the middle of the track instead of moving over to the right side. Coming into the turn, right at the apex, you can see the angle of the car is more towards the end of the long straight on the right side that we're heading into, instead of straight ahead at a right angle. And there we end up, hit it perfectly. 53 seconds, 94 miles an hour, where the last one was at 93 miles an hour. Next I'll be showing a different turn in a different car. The first example will be same apex again, same track and car apex at the same time. This run begins at 2 minutes. Moving to the left side, coming to the apex at about a right angle of the apex turn. I'm going to place the car in the shadow. The front of the car will have a shadow from the Porsche sign, so we can compare speeds from one run to the next. This one started at 2 and it's now at 16.4 seconds, and we have 134 miles per hour. And now we'll show the modified apex run. This run will start at 1 minute 30 seconds. And we're going to stay straighter for longer, turn and be more headed toward the down track by the time we get to the turn's apex. Well, I've placed the car pretty close to it's a little behind the shadow, but still we have 138 miles per hour, which is a difference. I think it was, I can't remember now what it was, but there's an increase in the miles per hour there. It'll be easier for you to see because there'll be a shorter time between the two. And we've got 15.7 seconds. I believe it was 16.4 seconds the last time. So it's quicker, it's faster, and this is a recommended method of taking turns where you brake a little earlier before the turn, you get turned, you turn your car down the turn earlier, and you get back into the accelerator sooner. It's safer because you have your car more straight, aimed into the straight, and you can do the acceleration faster because you have that better angle. As we watch this run one more time, I want to mention that smooth movements are faster than jerky movements. And the reason for that is it helps keep your traction going, keeps your wheels in contact with the surface, and you can take turns at higher speeds when you have a smoother turning with your steering. If you need to skid or if you need to drift, then you know that you pull your wheel as quickly as you can to one side or the other, and it helps flip the rear end of your car out. Well, the exact opposite is true if you want to keep traction. The smoother you can turn, the slower you can make your movements, the faster your car can go and the less it will skid. So, thank you very much for watching my videos. Good luck to you and your goals, and come back and see the next video I make in the series.